first session, I was trying to understand what is that living urban heritage, what they're talking about.
The notion of heritage is very much limited to big monuments or temples, but the definition of heritage has really extended beyond monuments. Now we really associate heritage with vernacular housing, with historic settlements, with cultural landscapes, and also with traditional skills and the livelihoods of people. Especially in Indian situation, heritage gets a living character to it. That is, we no longer separate past from present. Rather, while we look at it as a continuity of traditions, as continuity of skills, as continuity of beliefs and practices.
If I am lighting a house lamp every morning and it is a routine in my life, by chance if it is, I will just get up in the morning, do the morning ritual things, and then I just light the lamp and then leave for my work for the day. I will not think that lighting a lamp is a living heritage activity. But if I have a guest staying with me, someone from abroad, let's say, and they may take photograph of me lighting this lamp, thinking that, oh well, Satya is practicing something which is an aspect of living heritage. Now, what's the lesson to be learnt in this example is, if I am practicing something, if I am doing something every day, and if I am living it, I don't realize the living heritage component of what I am living. I got to be outside it to understand what is living heritage. But if I am outside, I will never understand it fully because I am not inside. So there is this very interesting relationship between, if there is an aspect of heritage, are we living it and observing it? Is someone else living it and I am observing it and studying it? So how do you look at all this?
And that is the theme of this course that we do at IHS, where we try to understand what is this living heritage in our cities, how do we understand that living heritage, and then what are the tools and methods that we require in order to protect that, and also to see how we can integrate that in urban development process.
For this course, we've partnered with the IHCN, which is the Indian Heritage Cities Network, which is also sort of affiliated to the UNESCO. And one of the interesting things that we did was also involve the INTAC Bangalore chapter. And we used a lot of the resources of INTAC Bangalore chapter to sort of work on the case study for this program. Within the second day of the course, we took the participants to the case study site that we had chosen and showed that this particular area did not actually fall into that any of the protected kind of regime. So we broke that frame quite early in the course, and we asked participants to think about how this place is connected to the local community, which actually still stays and is deeply sort of rooted in the same heritage sort of area.
We had an interaction with the community people. The local community people was very interesting. They told their ideas, they told history about the place. And you know, we have lot of wide history being in that place and nobody knew. Being a Bangalorean, we didn't know.
Maybe 8 or 9 people actually came to the studio where we were holding our class and talked to the participants and told them their particular feelings, their desires, their wants, what they expect out of this kind of out of this area, and what their projection for the future of this area is.
So perhaps ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್.
So whether you're planning for your sewerage or your transport, infrastructure in a city, you need to check whether it is linked with heritage values or if you're disturbing with new infrastructure, if there is any heritage that is being impacted. So it's not only that you're studying heritage and what is important, you're also ensuring that any other project, big infrastructure project should not impact any heritage.
And the end of it, the participants were expected to combine these ideas from the community, from these various aspects and the legislative frameworks which were in play, and combine it into an integrated sort of a solution. The participants came up with the incredible amount of work for a short period of time that they had to work, but yeah, it was very impressive at the end of it.